To your Saturday edition of Good Morning Vail. We've got a great show in store for you. We're going to introduce you to a fabulous local interior designer on how maybe you could update your home, make it a little more summery, elevate the experience that you have, as well as introduce you to two fabulous authors, because there's no better way to get through the summer than pick up some good books and read. And summer reading is taking place right now at the Eagle Valley Library District, so make sure that you make your way to our local libraries and you participate in all the fun. Then we're going to step into the kitchen with Kim and Gretchen, and they're going to teach us how to make some delicious cashew milk. But first, Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Hey, it's your boy, Nephew Tommy, your host for an all-new season of Black College Quiz, where the nation's best and brightest display their knowledge of Black history and culture while competing for prizes and scholarships. So get ready to see HBCU Nation take the academic field. Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Yeah, man.
Join host Madison Brown as she visits with guests ranging from country star Toby Keith to magician Tommy Wynn. Explores the kitchen from cake decorating to cooking Hawaiian style, all while exploring unique locations across the country. Check your local listings and tune in.
Welcome to Hiring America, the television program that helps veterans find jobs and transition back into civilian life. Hi everyone, I'm Gigi Stone Woods. I'm truly honored to host this vital program. Reach out to the opportunities you see on this program by logging onto our website, hiringamerica.net, and by following us on social networking sites such as Twitter. We'll keep that information available throughout the broadcast and on our website 24/7. Now, let's get down to business.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. Are you looking for a great way to update your house? Well, you can do just that with interior designer Sydney London, and we had an opportunity to sit down on the couch with her, chat about all of the possibilities on how you can make your home just a little more elevated. Let's hear what she has to say.
Good morning, Vail.
It's such a fun Monday morning for me because I am joined in studio by guests that are so interesting in what they do, but also there are some of my closest friends. Joining me today on the couch is the interior designer Sydney London, owner of Sentio Design. So Sydney, how are you?
Good, I am great. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Great to have you here. So interior design, it's what you do. You are it's so interesting to hear about all that you are working on and what you've got going on in your business and your personal and professional life. So tell me about Sentio and what you're doing.
Yeah, at Sentio we focus on wellness and sustainable design. We work in the commercial and residential sector, which is really fun because we do homes, which I love. It's so intimate, so impactful, but the commercial side is really cool because then you get to go visit it and, you know, it kind of, you design for the masses, which is a little bit more of a challenge.
Absolutely. So you're sustainable in your design. So what does that mean and what does that look like?
Yeah, I think sustainability touches on a lot of things. It's not just material composition is huge, but also trying to, during the renovation process, maybe preserve as much as you can, repurpose it, or actually get rid of it properly. And then also what you bring in, right? So from construction to actual product, sourcing stuff that's ethical, reducing transportation, and using, you know, product designers that are sustainable in their techniques from the beginning as well.
Awesome. And so that's a really big piece, and you actually have a philosophy, which not a lot of businesses really make sure that they're having a social impact in the same way that you are. So tell me about your philosophy.
Yeah. I kind of have a science background, and so I'm really intrigued by what I call data-driven design. So everything from the sustainability to also the psychological impact. So the well-being, whether it be your HVAC system, your acoustics, your lighting, also the functionality of your home, and then, you know, what do you want to feel? Do you want it to feel calm? Do you want it to feel kind of enlivening, right? What does the space need and what are you trying to accomplish? So we do try to collect data, qualitative and quantitative, on our projects and learn, because every project's very unique. So it's really fun.
Awesome. So projects, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
You've got some exciting things happening right now. So tell me all about the projects you're working on.
Yeah, so I think like kind of our top couple this year, residential, we're working on a 1920s home in San Francisco. So we end up with a lot of historical landmarks because the property owners want to be really thoughtful about how they go about that process in terms of preservation and also you know, trying to reduce an impact, because historical homes and buildings have a lot of carbon capture, which is really nice. So that is a really fun project for an amazing family. And then we're working on a community center in Denver and a restaurant, boutique hotel, 4-story, also historical landmark in Scottsbluff, Nebraska. And that is a really cool project for this kind of small downtown to help really revitalize it and create this mixed-use space for the whole community.
That's great. So you've got projects in San Francisco, Nebraska, Denver, not to mention elsewhere. How do you find your clients? How do you connect and really make sure that you're working in the right partnership?
Yeah, luckily a lot of ours are referrals, so they kind of already know what we're about and our values, and a lot of them are seeking that from the start. So A lot of them are referrals, and other than that, you know, I do a lot of work in Denver, in the design world, Women in Design, and other arts organizations, and so I do find clientele through that. I have a lot of great female architects and other like design build partners that also love to share us, which is awesome.
That's great. And so you know, you're making this like impact on the environment and how you do your business, but you also are impacting the community and you host a lot of different events. So talk to me about Sentio Design and the events that you do.
Yeah, I work with Women in Design and CBCA and some other organizations. The community center that we're working with in Denver is a 5280 movement, which is for young adult and foster care population, to provide them with things like getting their birth certificates, getting job training, getting housing, helping them get back on their feet. So everything from empowering you know, creative women to helping vulnerable populations in our area. We're really passionate about kind of this circular philosophy of, you know, the impact of the community and the environment is really important for us.
That's awesome. Yeah. So what do you have coming up in 2024? So you've got these projects that you're working on. What's the plan? What's your vision? What are you doing?
Yes, well, I'm heading to San Francisco on Friday to go visit it's a 1920s Victorian home, so I'll go on site for that, which is really fun. I'll go see some of my family as well. And then I'm also going to Nebraska next week, so I have a lot of travel, which is really fun, part of my job. A lot of what we do is on the computer and rendering and researching. So when we actually get to go on site, that's like my favorite time of the project. And we'll go on a couple times, but that's the majority of what we have going on for now. And it'll keep us busy for quite a while. A lot of these projects, especially commercial, may take a couple years. So when we find clientele, we're really partners with them, and it's really a collaborative experience between everyone. Because I think, you know, my philosophy and thought on design is really to listen to what people need that are actually using the space, whether it be commercial or residential. I think that's one of the most important things we can do as designers.
That's great. So walk me through what a process would look like. So let's say one of our viewers wants to reach out and connect with you. You know, how would you start and begin the process of design?
Yes, we'll start with an initial consultation. Sometimes we can start with an initial on-site too, depending on how large the project is. We do everything from furbishing and decorating to new builds and full remodels. So I have a lot of questions to ask you in the beginning, right? Because I want to know your goals, tangible and intangible, right? So we help people figure out and navigate what it is they're looking for, because sometimes it's hard to describe with design, right? Sometimes people don't know their style, or they kind of know how they want to feel, but they don't know how to get there. And there's a lot of technical things that we do as well. So I'll ask questions that sometimes people haven't thought about and what their goals are. And then after that, we go through, we get measurements. Usually we start connecting partners, right? If we need an architect or a GC, even a structural engineer, we start to source those people locally with wherever your project may be. You know, we've worked up in the mountains, we've worked in Nebraska, and also in larger cities. So we're kind of used to going through and interviewing the partners we need, collecting bids, and then as soon as we have what we need for AutoCAD, we start to render out your space, and then we start kind of pitching looks and also pulling together, like I said, some of those more technical things, like it could be appliances or certain features that you want. We start to get numbers, because sometimes I can tell you right away, and there are certain things, especially commercial, that are very unique, and so we start to, we're creative problem solvers. So a lot of what we do is proposing, and then we usually up front meet more frequently depending on how long your project is.
Sure.
And pretty much either, whether it be weekly or bi-weekly, continue to chip away at progress on them.
That's amazing. And I think just like looking at what you do. You know, I've seen you actually in the trenches, and you are so well spoken and definitely ask the right questions. But how do you go about, you know, working within a budget? So somebody either comes to you with a top line or they don't have a budget at all, and so it's just like you said. How do you put the puzzle pieces together?
Yes, yeah, options, right? So we can kind of, especially with some people, you may want to splurge certain places, or you may want to break it up in phases, especially when we work with kind of mid-size or small businesses, right? They may want to use cash flow or just people, right? You may want to do it in phases and strategize financially that way. So we'll help you figure out what it is you should prioritize so that you can do it in a way that's manageable for you. And again, that comes down to those questions up front of, you know, what do you want? And then I can help you figure out what that's going to look like and give you options of where we can save. And I know how to stretch a dollar and make it work visually. I'm very good at that. But also, you know, I give options if there's certain appliances or certain features that you really want to push for.
That's great. So Sydney, where can we go to follow you on social media, on your website, or book a consult?
Yeah, Sentia Design Studio is our website, and we have our service lists on there. We have our portfolio. We're on Instagram, Facebook, all the major social medias. So that'll be a good place, and you can book a call there with us.
Awesome. Well, Sydney, I love having you here on the couch. It's so much fun to have some personal connections join me here.
Yes,
and what you do is so impressive. You know, the projects that you work on from residential to commercial. So best of luck in your travels, and excited to get you back here locally so that we can see all the work that you do.
Oh, of course, of course. Thank you so much for having me on, Kim.
Absolutely. Now, we have a lot more in store for this Good Morning Vail edition on Monday. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Next up, we've got a special duo from two of the best voices in the bluegrass and country genres.
We know you're going to love this one from Melanie Cannon and Willie Nelson. Here's Back to Earth.
Songs our love created, I still sing. And every night we make the rafters ring.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Good morning, Vail.
We love having the opportunity to chat with brilliant minds, and especially about the wonderful things that they're doing. Well, we had the opportunity to talk to Medha Zaki, who is a great author, and we can't wait to introduce you to them.
Now, welcome back to our show. Our next guest has his hands in many, many things. I'm so excited to chat with investor, author, and brand positioner, Medha Zaki. Medha, how are you this morning?
Hello, Kimberly. Thank you. Nice to see you.
Great to have you here.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited because
Thank
you are such an interesting person in what you do from a personal and a professional perspective. So tell me a bit, what is a positioner, and what are you doing as an author as well?
Oh, thank you. Position. That's mean your position, how you do it. For example, you can have the best product in the world or the best service in the world. If your customer or client does not know this, there is no value. You cannot sell anything. I give you an example, like a bottle of water. The bottle of water costed in the supermarket 50 cents, costed in the restaurant $3, costed in the airport $5, costed in the airplane $10, in 5-star hotel $12, something like that. It is the same bottle, but the position is different. This is the position.
That's so interesting. It's a great way to really maximize the value and the importance of each
Yes.
product. So, how did you get into this space? You know, I think that's such an interesting space to be part of because you work with people and brands all across the board. Tell me a bit more.
So I did a lot of mistakes, and it was a really hard and very long way. And then I learned a lot, and also from my mentors. My biggest mentor and the greatest mentor is Brian Tracy. I learned a lot from him about sales psychology and brand positioning. And I come up the idea to say, okay, maybe I can help the people to do not the same mistake what I did. They can do another mistake, but not the mistake what I did. So I help the people to have it shorter and quickly than I did. And so I come the idea, and it works.
Wonderful. Now you mentioned Brian. Oh my goodness, you
And
mentioned
Tracy.
Brian Tracy, yes, and you
Yeah.
said that he was your mentor, but he's also a partner. You've also have a partnership with him. So tell
Oh
me a
yes,
bit
yes,
about that.
that's true. I'm the co-founder with Brian Tracy from Brian Tracy Publishing. We help people to position themselves through us. We do books in several languages. Here, for example, this is a book, in English, in Spanish, in Arabic, in German, in a lot of languages, so that the people can use this book as a three-dimension business card. They can open doors with this, and also to profit from the leverage. Brian Tracy has millions of followers, and I have about 1 million followers. So when they cooperate with us, they can profit from the leverage of this and sure the credibility also.
Absolutely. So how did you form your partnership with Brian Tracy? You know, what was it about Brian Tracy Publishing that that made you want to pursue this avenue as well?
So Brian Tracy changed my life about 25 years ago, and I started to read his books. I was a sales manager, and I read the book, the Psychology of Sales, and so changed my mindset complete. And since I learned this, I can sell now much more. And so I dreamed to meet him, and I dreamed that he will be my mentor, and I did it. And then I met him, and we did some books together, and that's great. And then I asked him if we can do this together to help another people to have it easier than I had. And he said, sure, let us do it. And then we do it.
I love that. So it just shows that manifestation of dreams and tenacity really makes things come to fruition. So you wrote a book. Tell me a bit about the psychology of sales and what inspired you to write this book.
Oh, great. The psychology of sales, because the most of the people think sales, it's hard. It's not easy to sell something. And also I met a lot of people, they think sales is a talent. If you are not talented, you cannot sell. But no, if you understand the people and the pain, what they have, and then you know that you can help them with your product, then you can sell unlimited. And if the people see this and believe you, and then you show the value, they will buy. And that's a great I mean, if I see somebody who needs this product, what I have, and I don't sell it, it's like that I can help somebody, but I didn't help him. And come another competitor with a better or expensive and sell better than me. So that's not good. That's why I support the people to sell more. And this is the psychology of sales.
It's true. It sounds like the premise of the book is to understand what the basic human need, what is it that somebody needs, and then being able to offer a solution versus just pushing a product down their throats, essentially. I love that. And I think it's a conversation.
To understand the people. Yeah, and to understand, if I see that you understand what my needs, I will buy.
It's simple as that. That's a really great book to have. So what can we expect? What do you have planned for this year? You know, any new books that you're working on, or any sort of motivational speaking that's happening?
Well, yeah, we do now a serial of some books called succeeding in business in any market. And our next book will be in May next month, and it will be Winning Strategy for Success. This will be up in 4 weeks on Amazon with 22 co-authors. And that's really great. But I told Brian, we have in one book, like this, 22 authors, Brian and me, we are 24. And here it's done in business, marketing, positioning, sales, and all something to do with business. And what's really great, we have here mentors and mentor and coach and consultant, and the sum of experience we have here more than 400 years of business experience in one book. More than 400 years experience.
Wow, that's so many different
Great.
experiences and opportunities
Yeah.
and situations. So you can learn from all different scenarios. That's really fantastic.
That's true.
So
That's
tell us
all-
again
that's
the
true.
title of the book and when does it come out officially?
In May, the middle, I think in 4 weeks, middle of May, the name is Winning Strategies for Success.
Wonderful.
Winning Strategies for Success.
Well, congratulations on your new book, Winning Strategies for Success, which will be on Amazon in May. So we'll make sure that our viewers keep
Yes.
an eye out for that. And where can we go, Medhat, for more information to follow your journey, to follow Brian Tracy, and to just learn further?
Oh, that's great. BrianTracy-publishing.com or medhatzaki.com.
Wonderful. Well, thank you.
BrianTracy-publishing. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we appreciate the
Thank
knowledge.
you, Kimberly.
I know
Thank you for-
everybody should learn how to sell, whether you're a salesperson or not. It's an important skill set to have. So lots of success can be had just by reading your books. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much. It
Wonderful.
was great meeting you. Thank you.
Great to chat with you as well. Now stay tuned. We have a bit more in the show. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
This is Necklace. This easy-to-use, non-surgical alternative improves the appearance of sagging skin around your neck and jawline. Made from medical-grade tape, Necklace lasts up to 10 hours, giving you a firmer, smoother look all day long. Women everywhere are thrilled with the results.
Necklace is my time machine, and I'm loving life again.
Necklace is way better than surgery. It's cheaper and it's easier.
Use the on-screen QR code or visit sagnomore.com to order now. We even give you a money-back guarantee. Try Necklace today.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, we see one couple fall in love with a waterfront fixer-upper.
It sort of wrapped its arms around us and said, you want me, and we did.
And watch as another battles over the budget.
We're trying to look through and see where we can trim at this point.
Are you looking to trim it, Ginger?
No.
No.
Construction pros show us the right way to renovate.
Well, we had to do a roof over. We had to hand build a lot of the trusses.
As we're putting the thin set down, the self-leveler has a little clip that clips up underneath the edge of the tile.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tvavail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Daily Flash.
I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English, welcoming you to
Mitch English and Andrea Jackson have co-hosted together for over a decade. And now, only on Daily Flash, they serve up a fast, fun, fresh perspective on the day's trending news and entertainment. Daily Flash offers the latest in pop news, celebrity gossip, fashion, health, wellness, and even some unscripted, irreverent, who knows what's next fun. Daily Flash with Mitch English and Andrea Jackson. Trending news and entertainment.
Good morning, Vail.
It's a morning filled with great authors. Now, there's an incredible book out there. It's called The Willingness to Be Wrong. And we had a chance to chat with the author of the book, Graham Lutz. Let's hear what he has to say.
Now, welcome back to our show. Our next guest has so much energy and is such an interesting person, especially with all the work that he's doing around science and how to stay motivated. I've got Graham Lutz joining me today. Graham, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am so good. So you are such an interesting person. I was digging around on LinkedIn and your website. And tell me a bit about you and how did you get started?
Sure. Maybe that's
Big
a long
question,
story.
I know.
Let's see. So I got a neuroscience degree years ago and have just always been interested in the brain and how it works and the kind of mechanisms that are going on under there that describe and make sense of how we interact with the world. I'm actually pursuing a master's right now at Harvard in psychology to answer some of those kinds of questions. So I mean, that's, from an education standpoint, that's how I got there. But it's just always been, whether I'm in school or not, my wife makes fun of me for spending Friday nights reading scientific papers that I find especially interesting.
I love the spirit of perpetual learning. Now, speaking of, you are a published author, so you're reading other people's, but then you're talking about your findings and your research. So you have a book coming out. Tell me all about that.
I do. So the book explores the willingness to be wrong and the skills of being wrong well. The idea here is that our brains evolved for this world that we don't live in now, right? The current reality that we have is as foreign to the way our brains evolved as, say, TikTok, for instance, would be to a Neanderthal. And so we have all of these neural mechanisms that were really valuable in our evolutionary past that cause us big problems today. Things like filtering out information that doesn't fit with current beliefs, and things like attributing agency to threats that, maybe in this day and age really aren't a threat to our life. It's just a dude who cut you off in traffic, right? So there's a set of skills that I have kind of put together and talk about throughout the book, both kind of from myself and from published research and scientists over the past number of decades. And I think those skills are really important for thriving in kind of our current complex world.
And so I think that this is so interesting. I love the concept of how to fail well. And I always say fail fast because you learn from it and you learn how to adapt and to change. So love that. I cannot wait to hear all about the book as it's released next spring. But speaking of, you were also, outside of an author, you're also a public speaker and very evident by this interview here. But tell me, you've got a TED Talk coming up. So talk to us about that.
I have it's a TEDx talk outside of Boston on November 1st. So in fact, just this morning, I was out on a walk saying it a number of times as I walked for 30 minutes, but it's going to be on the same topic. And it's been a challenge to condense, a book's worth of ideas into about 10 minutes. But really excited to get to get that talk going and to get that done. Thrilled for the opportunity. I really am just so excited for the opportunity mostly.
So talk to me about the process. So you took this book and you turned it into a speech. So how do you condense it into a shorter speech and a whole book? I imagine and I envisioned, when you're writing a book report when you're a kid, you're doing the outline and then you're writing more about that. So talk to me about your process and how you do that.
Yeah. So honestly, step one, I just wrote the speech to be, everything that I want to cover. And it was 90 minutes to begin with, which obviously too long. And so then I was able to, from there, pick out, okay, this is the one. If I could make 1 point, it's this one. If I could make 2 points, it's this one and this one. Right. And then started from that perspective and said, okay, if I could just do that, I wrote that and it was, say, 18 minutes. It's like, okay, so then here's a piece I can cut. Here's a piece I can cut. And then it was a process of taking these points that I make and seeing if I can do it in 4 less words here. And can I cut 10 words from this section here? And just doing that over and over. And it's been a process to get to the point where I feel like I've got 10 minutes that says everything I want to say and still makes sense.
Well, it sounds like there's a part 2 coming after you release your book. I can't wait to hear all about that. Now, talk to me about your overall purpose and your mission, especially as you have an LLC. What is your goal and what is the impact that you hope to make on people?
Thank you for the question. I love this question because ultimately the way that I am approaching all of this is with this focus on helping people understand the way their brains work so that they can overcome limiting beliefs. They can be kinder to themselves, right? They can increase motivation. They can increase consistency. Like, everybody struggles with something different, but all of our struggles come down to neurochemistry. And so if we can understand how these things work together and how they affect our lives, that is going to enable us to pinpoint activities or strategies that we need to do that are going to allow us to, reach the big goals, have the big impact, do something significant. And so I really love a quote by Howard Thurman. I probably won't say it quite right, but it's something along the lines of, don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive, because what the world needs is people who have come alive. And so my mission is helping people come alive and then helping them get over whatever hurdles are going to keep them from achieving whatever that vision is.
I love that. I love the idea of helping people come alive. I think all too often we're all just kind of cycling through, you get up in the morning, you go to work, you come home, you make dinner, repeat. And I love what you're doing. I think that's such an excellent mission. Now, you have a big social media presence on TikTok. Tell us all about that and how fun the journey has been. What kind of information do you share with your followers?
Yeah, so TikTok has been interesting. It's slightly different than what we're kind of talking about here. It started a little bit by accident. I got COVID earlier this year and was sitting around without a lot to do and stitched a video with just a little tidbit of kind of historical information. And all of a sudden it had 25,000 views really quick and people asking for more. And so then I did another and I did another. And next thing I know, I've got a video out there with 5.5 million views, specifically about syphilis eating the noses off of rich people in 18th century England. So all of these little kind of tidbits, historical, interesting things, just stuff that I've collected over the years. And honestly, it's been really nice to see people who are interested in it, because most of my life has been saying those things to my kids at the dinner table and being met with eye rolls or, oh, here goes dad again.
I love that. And I think it's so fun that you're giving information that we wouldn't find in traditional history books. So thank you for sharing that on your socials, and love all of the work that you're doing. Now, Graham, where can we go for more information to follow your journey, learn about your book release, watch your TEDx talk? Tell me all of the details.
Sure. So grahamlutz.com is the website. You can sign up for a newsletter. That is where you're definitely going to get information about kind of anything upcoming. Obviously, you can find me on TikTok, and LinkedIn is another place that I am pretty active. Any of those sources, I'll be talking about my book. I'll be talking about my TED Talk, sharing it everywhere I can as soon as I have the video for it. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, Graham, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy this beautiful Thursday morning. We'll chat with you soon.
Thanks so much. See ya.
Welcome to Street Magic. I'm Elizabeth Stanton with some of the most terrifying stunts, extraordinary extreme escapes, and the most amazing cutting-edge magicians you'll ever see in one show. Get ready to have your mind turned inside out. The hand is definitely quicker than the eye.
It's fake! It's fake!
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Take the first game every one of us played in the schoolyard. Turn up the degree of difficulty to maximum, and then let loose some of the fastest and most agile athletes in the world to go one-on-one in what you have is the most extreme pursuit contest you've ever known. It's intense, it's addictive, and there's only one rule. Don't get caught.
Oh my gosh! If you haven't seen World Chase Tag before, here's how it works.
2 teams of up to 6 athletes compete in a series of one-on-one chases. Each chase lasts up to 20 seconds and has 1 chaser and 1 evader.
Opportunity to points on the board! Oh!
Whoever wins the duel stays on as the evader, and teams get 1 point for each evasion they make.
And it looks like the opening point for this contest.
It's the best of 16 chases to win the match, with a sudden death chase-off required to break any ties. It's win or go home from now on. Don't miss it.
I'm Danella Richard. I've made a career traveling the world. I've worked for some of the biggest names in travel, and now I've traded in my business suit for a swimsuit. Swimming with the sharks, swinging at the edge of the world, throwing back a few shots, or shall I say spirits. Woo. Eating some of the best cuisine, and even making a few furry friends along the way. I invite you to come along with me and discover the world.
Good morning, Vail.
A great alternative to dairy milk is cashew milk, and you can buy it in the store or you can make it at home. And we're going to step into the kitchen with Kim and Gretchen, and they're going to show us just how to do that.
Good morning, Vail.
Well, here we are, switching it up today. I've got Gretchen in the kitchen with me, so
are you
very
nervous?
Exciting. No,
nervous?
I'm not nervous. I can get anybody through a recipe.
I know,
A piece of cake.
We have to laugh a little bit because Kim is very good at cooking and doing all the things. Gretchen here, not so much, but I am learning. So this is a good show for everyone, whether you're very good at cooking in the kitchen or you're a little bit like me and still learning. So there we
true.
go.
Well, I try to select recipes that are easy to replicate at home, that are quick in the kitchen, and that you can just get it done.
And this one I love,
and
too.
it makes everybody feel like they are an expert in doing a little extra pizzazz to whatever they're doing in the kitchen. So today, this is a fun one. We're making a homemade salted caramel cashew milk, which It sounds interesting, but if you're trying to avoid like dairy, sometimes having a nut milk is a good way to do it. And this is a great and easy recipe to make.
And you can save some dollars on the recipe as well, because when you go to some of your local coffee shops and get this all the time, which we love local, and you need to support, but I could save some money with
true.
this.
I mean, you can even start a nut milk stand, whatever, We're in summertime. There's always ways to be an entrepreneur and to be a business owner. So what I love about this recipe is that most likely you probably have most of these ingredients in your pantry.
Yes.
So there are certain ways you can kind of spice it up. It only takes about 2 to 3 minutes to make in totality.
Okay.
So we'll just go ahead and get started. So it involves simple ingredients: water, cashews, key ingredient there.
Yeah.
And then some sort of sweetener. You can use dates, but if you don't have dates, you can use like agave or honey. And we're going to go ahead and make it with some agave just so you can kind of see what that's like. And then some sea salt as well. And you don't have to put as much into it, especially if your nuts are salted, but you want to try to buy unsalted nuts. So I literally had all of this in my pantry, and we're just going to whip it together.
I love that, because I was just thinking I have all of it except for the cashews.
Yeah,
so that's brilliant.
Now you might just keep your cashews on hand, piece of cake. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This makes about 2 liters of cashew milk, and it actually also stays in your fridge for about a week. You'll probably go through it pretty quickly once you try it. It's quite delicious. So we'll go ahead and get started. We need about 1.5 cups of cashews. So I'm going to let you go ahead and measure it out.
Okay.
We've got 1.5 cups of cashews. So these are unsalted cashews. Hopefully this will be just enough. It'll probably be about a jar. So you do 3 of these. You can just pour it over here if you want to, and it's okay if it's not perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just kind of guesstimate.
I think that's
was probably about 1/2 cup. So we'll just keep pouring it all in there. Just keep going. And the best part about using,
let's do it all.
Why not? Do it all. There's no
There
point
we go.
in saving it. We got a little bit left in there. We'll just dump it all in. So cashews are great, because other nut milk, sometimes you have to soak the nuts overnight.
Okay.
But with cashews, optional, don't have to do it. It creates a nice creamy texture, as well as like kind of like a coconut milk.
So you just dump the whole thing in?
So basically we're dumping all of that in here, and then we're
Awesome.
going to add about 6 cups of water. So we actually have, and this is cold water, so you want to make sure that it's cold. We've got it all measured out. We couldn't fit 6 cups in our carafe.
That's what,
so we've got the excess in this other cup here. So we're just dumping all of the water into the food processor blender. And what's great about cashew milk, it's supposed to be creamy, so we don't have to strain this at all, unlike other milks when you're making it from scratch. So this looks great. Then we are going to add about, we're going to do about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So we've got some salt here, and you should use a good sea salt. I love this brand of salt. You can actually, you can do it either way you need to do it. You can take the lid off.
I get nervous that way, Kim. I've done not the best.
You're crushing
here we
it, just
go.
like
we'll
that.
Just go like this.
And it's okay if it's a little salted, because this is a salted caramel.
Oh
cashew milk,
we
right?
want this.
I love this brand of salt. This is the Redmond's Real Salt.
Oh, I've had this before.
This is my
really
favorite.
good.
I actually order it directly if it's not in the stores, and I have it shipped to me. And this is the only salt.
Do you think that's enough? That's good.
I think that's great for salt. And then we're going to do about 1/2 cup of agave.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and add that in, and we'll just kind of add the agave in. It'll be nice and sweet. Now, if you were doing it with dates, you can pour a little bit more in there.
Okay. I feel like very Vanna White right now.
There you
I'm
go.
like,
She's
hey.
looking great. This is your
Thanks,
area of
Kim.
expertise. This is what you do, right? You do the modeling, you show off the goods. It's great. It's wonderful.
I love you. And pretty soon I'll learn how to cook because of Kim. I like
You
it.
are learning it. And then we're actually going to put about we've got 1/2 teaspoon. We're going to put it like,
oh, cool.
We'll just kind of estimate. I'll tell you when.
Okay.
Yeah.
I trust you.
To me, I like the more vanilla, the better, in my opinion.
Agreed.
And most things. So I would,
Ooh, sorry.
You can just dump it all in
There
there.
we go.
Just straight in there.
Should I do a little more?
Just do a little more, yeah. I'll tell you when. Good. Okay, that'll work. We are gonna rock and roll.
You said you like the vanilla, so I did the vanilla.
And honestly, it will give a great flavor to it, regardless. You can never go wrong with too much vanilla.
I agree.
So the best part about this is like we're just gonna blend it for 2 to 3 minutes.
That's so easy.
And then that is literally the easiest. So we're gonna go ahead, and I have a fancy Ninja blender that I love to use.
I love this. Okay.
It's similar to like a Vitamix. It does about the same thing. So we're just gonna go ahead and blend it. And apologies for the kitchen noises.
I know,
we'll
we'll talk very loud.
We're spilling it all over the place. That's okay because
it's part of the fun of cooking.
We did put a lot of water into it, and we'll just kind of blend it nice and low. Yep, we'll pulse it out a little bit.
Well, and I think that's the fun thing about cooking, right? Is like you kind of have to just, like you said, it's sometimes fun not to always measure everything and just throw things in there.
It's true. And we'll just kind of keep blending it together, and it'll just look great. And we'll drink it, test it out, and see how it looks. But
I'm excited.
We're spilling it all over the place because we put a little bit too much in the food
Happy
processor.
spring.
But, that's exactly right.
Oh, and it's National Laugh Day or Comedy Day, right?
It is National Let's Have a Laugh Day.
And we're having a laugh.
So we're just going to keep blending it and blending it.
It looks pretty good.
It looks great. I'll just sit here and hang out, blend it. You can see it spinning.
Hey, we're doing well. I'm proud.
You can check out the consistency.
So, Kim,
there.
let me ask you one question.
Sure.
How will we know when it is about done? Because
you're just going to blend it. Like usually, you blend it for about 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, and then it'll be ready to go. And if you don't like the consistency, you can always strain it out.
Oh, cool. Okay,
but it should turn out pretty good here. And then if you wanted it to not turn like a brownish color, you can use a clear vanilla.
Oh, cool. Okay. And I use all the vanilla, so it's going to be
exactly. We're just blending it.
Yum. I'm excited. It smells very vanilla-y.
It smells wonderful. It smells like salted caramel cashew milk.
It really does. I'm excited about this. Well, and I didn't realize how easy it is. This is so simple.
All right. Let's see here.
And for people that might not have this kind of a heavy duty at home, because I have just a regular blender,
totally okay.
It's the same exact
situation.
situation.
Just throw it into the blender, and then if you wanted to strain it to make it a little bit of a better texture, you can strain it through like a cheesecloth.
Okay.
If you don't even have a cheesecloth, you can put a paper towel into the liner of like your pasta strainer.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I've done at
times. So you can do this anyway. You don't need to have that.
You don't have to have the most expensive blender to do it.
I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yep. It's looking good. So we're going to blend it just a little bit more.
Okay.
Just to get it going.
I'm excited to try this.
And I think
it looks about done.
Let's see what it looks like.
What do we think?
It looks like cashew milk for sure, as we spill it all over the place. But you know what? Part of being in the kitchen is getting messy. That's how I look at it. So we'll try just
part
a
of the
little bit.
fun.
This is going to be the fun part because I'm not doing it in a normal blender. So
oh yeah,
this might be fun. You know what? We'll try it later and we'll tell you how it tastes. But we've got a lot happening on the rest of the show. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Join us on the famous Leadville Railroad. This historic train ride takes you on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for an afternoon of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Our scenic train rides are a perfect place to bring families closer together while immersing them in the natural beauty and rich history of this picturesque region. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Make memories that will last a lifetime. Tickets available at LeadvilleRailroad.com.
One of the longest-running syndicated television series is back, America's Black Forum, a weekly series highlighting the latest in our lifestyles, business, entertainment, and finance. We introduce you to entrepreneurs who are making their mark in the business world and leaders who are fighting for change.
Welcome to America's Black Forum.
Tune in each week to know what's happening in our world today on America's Black Forum.
Pascal. And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work for some good deals, too good to miss on flash deals now, check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome, Mandy Benedict. Tell us, what's new at Rugs Benedict?
We remodeled our showroom. We put in a 2.0 version that just makes it really easy for people to find quickly what they're looking for. The showroom's organized by color and durability, so whether you're looking for, something for our mountain lifestyle with pets and kids and ski boots, or if you're just wanting like the finest wool and silk, we have things really organized in a way that it makes it easy to shop.
What is the latest design trend?
Right now we're still doing quite a few things in kind of these taupey grays, things like that, but we're doing a lot of natural tones too. They've come out with some new finishes that can make wood look like it has no finish on it at all. So in that mountain lifestyle, it's really popular to have things that look sort of unfinished and natural, and so we're seeing a lot of that right now.
Why choose Rugs Benedict?
Stock about 120 different broadloom carpets. We have a 15,000 square foot warehouse in gypsum that we have a ton of inventory. Our stock products are usually 40 to 60% off because we buy them through Carpet One when they're having great sales. So Carpet One is the largest flooring purchaser in the world, and we're able to pass on that savings to our customers. So you can get really cool things for great value.
How do you use rugs in design?
Runners on staircases help from having them be too slippery or too loud. Rugs are great for sound absorption and creating warmth in a home as well. A lot of things to choose from. I think we have over 1,000 rugs in stock right now.
How is your team different?
We are incredibly fortunate. We call it our Rugs family, and most of the people have been there for decades, if not at least 10 years. And we just work together as a team. We have all employee installers. We don't subcontract any work, so we support them to make a living year-round and help provide housing and that sort of thing. And same thing with our expert flooring designers. They've been there for a long time, and they're just passionate about what they do.
Thanks so much, Mandy. Please tell us where you are located.
Base of Wild Ridge, so we're on the corner of Nottingham and Metcalf. You can't miss us.
We want to thank you so much for tuning into your Saturday edition of Good Morning Vail. We love getting to be here to maybe inspire you to pick up a new book or maybe try a new recipe at home. Now, I know that I love a good milk alternative, so that cashew milk looks absolutely delicious. Maybe a little sweetener in there, maybe a chocolate version. The possibilities are absolutely endless. Make sure that you tune in for another great edition of Good Morning Vail for your Sunday morning. I'll see you then.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
From small